Welcome to For 4 Decades, the show that takes a deep dive into the trends quietly reshaping our world: businesses, politics, and everyday life. I'm your host, and today we have a fascinating topic ahead: how the unbundling of corporate operations intertwines with the rise of Europe's populist right. These two stories might seem unrelated at first, but hang tight, as the underlying shifts in our economy and society are deeply connected.
Right. It's interesting how these stories reflect broader shifts, isn't it? When we think about unbundling, it relates closely to digital integration, which includes innovative platforms and services that are transforming how businesses operate. You've got examples like ShipBob, which specializes in logistics, and cloud kitchens that optimize food delivery. How are we defining these terms for our listeners?
Great point. To start, let's clarify digital integration. This involves using technology, specifically software platforms and interfaces, to connect different components of a business or service. For instance, APIs, or application programming interfaces, allow various software applications to communicate and share data seamlessly. This has revolutionized industries by enabling companies to connect with specialized service providers efficiently.
Absolutely. And on the ground level, this means smaller businesses can leverage the capabilities of larger organizations without the heavy overhead typically associated with warehousing and distribution. Like we mentioned, companies are now working with services like ShipBob. They can store inventory, manage shipping, and handle logistics, all through a few clicks on a digital dashboard rather than implementing everything in-house. It's pure power in specialization.
That's a perfect segue into our next segment. Let's dive into cloud kitchens. These are fascinating new business models in the restaurant industry. A cloud kitchen is essentially a facility designed for preparing food for delivery only. They share cooking space among several brands, which keeps costs low and cooking efficiency high. It's like a kitchen theater where multiple shows happen at once, all for that delivery app convenience.
And for the customer, it opens a bounty of choices. You can order from different cuisines, all within a few taps on your smartphone, getting your food in just about 30 minutes. But behind the scenes, it requires a sophisticated logistical network, this tightly woven web of data-driven operations, ensuring that your order is picked, packed, and shipped at lightning speed.
Right. These examples of digital integration demonstrate an evolution in value chains. Traditionally, businesses would bundle various tasks and responsibilities under one roof, but now are moving toward distributed networks of specialized providers. This shift brings speed and flexibility, but raises questions about dependency on fewer, more powerful intermediaries.
Now, let's transition to how these economic changes spill further into society, right into the political landscape. As businesses adapt to flexible and globalized production, many workers feel left behind. In Western Europe, particularly, we're observing a long-term economic stagnation among groups that feel their security is fragile. How does this play into the support for populist right parties?
The emotions stirred up by economic challenges lead many to look towards populism for solutions. In coalescing frustrations over distant elites, bureaucracies, and the feeling of being unheard, populist parties offer a narrative that resonates deeply. They position themselves as defenders against perceived threats posed by globalization, taxation, and the increasing complexity of regulations.
And let's not forget the role of mainstream political leaders. Often, they respond with warnings about the dangers of populism, claiming it undermines democracy or threatens economic stability. Yet these warnings can fall on deaf ears if they don't address the genuine grievances faced by voters who see themselves as losing ground.
Exactly. As we examine the rise of European right-wing populist parties, from Germany's Alternative for Deutschland to France's National Rally, what's compelling is how they weave together disparate grievances into a powerful, emotional narrative. They assure voters that these platforms are the means to reclaim control from elite institutions.
It's intriguing to draw parallels between the digital platforms unifying businesses and these populist movements unifying individual frustrations. Business platforms promise speed and convenience, while populist platforms offer a sense of belonging and protection against societal change.
By understanding these dynamics, we're returning to the lessons learned from 4 decades of unbundling and specialization. For businesses, success hinges on orchestrating networks of specialized partners rather than trying to achieve every task alone. It calls for new capabilities in data sharing, collaboration, and most importantly, building trust.
For politics, addressing populism as a mere threat misses the deeper economic and social disconnects. Politicians will need to engage with these concerns and offer inclusive narratives. The two key questions we should ponder as we wrap up are: who is orchestrating the networks that shape our daily lives, and whose narrative are we adopting about those networks?
In this age, where both supply chains and power dynamics are being rewritten, our understanding of the underlying architecture is crucial. If we want to change these narratives, we need to comprehend how these systems operate.
Thank you for being part of this episode of For 4 Decades. We hope this exploration connected some dots for you between the worlds of business and politics. If you found value in our discussion, please share it with colleagues or friends. Join us next time as we uncover yet another long-running trend hiding right in plain sight.